Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. Go to f2bbs.com. www.f2bbs.com. The last bastion of free speech on the interweb. That's right, guys. I want you to go to www.f2bbs.com. That's right. I want you to go there. You can, this is a great site to fight against all sorts of nastiness by posting on f2bbs.com, the last bastion of free speech on the interweb. Go there, guys. Hey guys, it's your pontiff, Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3, on the Paul Pluta channel doing paid review 20QA10. This is for Dan Bold. And before we do this, let's do a wristwatch check. My shoulder's sore, and I lift my hand up, and I'm wearing today a Submariner 126610LN, the 41mm Submariner. Okay, let's jump straight in. Hey Arch, just sent you $50 via PayPal for a review of my collection. Please find attached photos of my collection for your review and advice. I have watched your channel for a couple of years now. Whilst I started off thinking you were a bit of a dick, your personality and passion for watches eventually won me over. A bit of background about myself: I'm in my late 20s, from the UK, trying to make it in the corporate world of big pharma. I make a decent living for my age and was lucky to receive some of my watches as gifts, as well as being engaged to a wonderful woman who is a high earner and has interests in supporting my hobby. I'm quite a sporty guy, but prefer my watches to be on the smaller side, 40mm or below, as I don't have huge wrists. To arrive at the current collection, I went through some of the terrible newbie mistakes, and at one point had two Scheider Longines watches that I managed to get out of. Some of your content in the early days helped me to realize there is no value in collecting Scheiders, and I'm grateful to you for that. I sold a Hamilton that I broke even on, and an SK X013, which I still own but don't consider part of the collection, which I plan to give away to a brother-in-law for his birthday later this year. Without further preamble, here's the current lineup. In order of purchase history. Number 1, Rolex Datejust 116200. Blue dial Jubilee bracelet, 36mm, my first luxury watch. I received it as a gift for entering the world of work after a lot of university. I chose the watch and then got it as a gift. It's still my favorite watch, and the watch I feel is the most me in the collection. I had it for a year as a one and done and thought it was amazing. Eventually I got an itch for another and the collection started. Yes, sir, indeed. What a way to go there. It always starts like this, one and done, and then the cat gets out of the bag. I gotta be honest with you. It's okie dokie. Now, number 2, Cartier Tank Large. I received this watch as an engagement gift from my fiance. I know you have issues with Cartier for men, though no offense, you're a bit of a fat bastard now and it wouldn't completely suit you anyhow. Let me tell you, young man, when I got married, I had a Cartier steel basculant. That was my wedding watch. Yes. Part of me does wish I had got a JLC Reverso, but I can't complain and I would never sell it. It's still an icon and looks good on my wrist. Number 3, Rolex Explorer 114270, 36mm. Bought 2 years ago when I wanted to get into Rolex sports. At the time, this model was all I could afford. I managed to get a full set for £4,000. Prices have kept shooting up, which took me by surprise, and now I have to admit I wear it less than I did in the first year with it. Wore it everywhere on a tropical holiday, as I have one eye on the investment potential. Number four, Zenith El Primero, 38mm. Always wanted to get a chrono and love the movement, clear case back and dial of the El Primero. The Speedy is just too big for me and doesn't do anything for me, even though I recognize it as an icon. I thought this would be a bit of a dog investment wise, but managed to get it for £4,000 in 2019 before the retail price went up, and now they're trading at 5,000 plus on Chrono 24, but I wouldn't really be selling it unless the shit hit the fan anyway. Number 5, Tudor Black Bay. Tudor Black Bay, 58 blue. Bought this year. Bit of a hype purchase, but pretty good bang per buck in my opinion. I will never dive due to an issue with my eardrum, so never had a strong attachment to getting a Submariner. However, I had an itch for a diver, and this hit the spot nicely for me. I have a thing for red and blue on watches, as you might be able to tell from the collection. I own the black but sold for blue when it got released, as I prefer the color, and B, I think Tudor has strong independent legacy for blue divers like the 1411/0 and the Pelagos, something Rolex hasn't really done in steel. Fair point, fair point. Bonus watch, my fiance's Rolex OP, Oyster Perpetual. Very, very good indeed there. Very, very good indeed there. I quite like that watch there. That's the 176200, 26mm. When I proposed to her, the only watch I had was the blue dial Datejust, so I thought I'd do the decent thing and get her a Rolex as well to have a his and her set. It suits her down to a T. I didn't buy into women's watches being bigger than 34. I totally get it, man. I think the women's watches should be small and dainty. That's correct. It looks incredibly good on her. I don't think I could get her a better watch, as she loves swimming and it's a bit forgetful, and even with the Rolex has had a few near misses with screwing down the crown. It was also a great way to bring her into the hobby. Yes, just make sure, my friend, just make sure every year or so you get it pressure tested, because the seals don't last forever. Remember that? Always just, just to keep that in mind. Do you have any advice or thoughts on where to go next? I would love to get a 16710 Pepsi to complete the sports trifecta of diver, chrono, GMT, or with the red-blue theme. However, with the prices going crazy, I think I might get priced out. The plan was to buy for my 30th birthday, but the time might be now or never with prices as they are. I've toyed with the idea of a Grand Seiko, but not massively keen on them. I like the idea of collecting icons or future icons. The other watch I love is the Patek 3796 Calatrava. It's a manual wine gold dress watch. Yes, I know that very well. It's kind of the predecessor to the 5107. I know the watch. Yes, I know it's small, but I just love it, and it's true to the original dimensions of the 96. I think it would suit me better, but haven't been able to see one in person. Maybe a 3923 is an option, but I think a 5196 would be a bit too big. Don't forget, there's also the 5096. That's right, they did a 33mm version of the 5196 called a 5096. That's right, the 5096. They weren't done for long. Okie dokie. I'm in two minds where to go as my next love. I'd love a 16710, but don't know if they are really worth it and what they're priced at. Thanks for your time to read my thoughts and for the entertainment you've given me through down the years. Yes, you're a flawed character and have made some stupid decisions, but ultimately you seem like a decent guy at heart. Keep being you. All the best. There we go. And that's from Dan Bold. Okay. So I got to tell you, what do I think there? It's a very interesting email from this guy. I got to tell you, Dan, I really do respect you for having you bought your wife a Rolex Oyster Perpetual. That is perfect. So many men get a Cartier or something like that, and it's not really a good everyday watch. It's a good fashion watch, it's a good dress watch, but it's not a good everyday watch. And I gotta say, that is absolutely beautiful. What a wonderful collection, man. Just looking at this photo, you like the smaller size, smaller wrists. Ah, man, look at it. You've got the Explorer 1, which I think is the quintessential sports watch. Let's just go through the list here. They've got the Datejust 116200. So the 11, that was the bigger the case. They changed the case is bolder, and you've got the beautiful blue dial, absolutely gorgeous. And I must say, I love the smooth bezel with the Jubilee. What a great combo indeed there. Beautiful, beautiful. What a superb. I love blue. So I got to say, that is a great watch. They have gone up. They're a great watch. The Cartier, look, I got to tell you, the Cartier is actually quite nice. It's a steel Cartier. I think it's a quartz, but look at that's neither here nor there. Cartier it's the design. Man, I think honestly you love it. It's given to you by your fiance, for God's sake. Unfortunately, I don't have that basculet. I foolishly sold it because I wanted to up. You know, I was never happy. I think the Cartier is beautiful. It fits right in with the collection. I wouldn't say buy Cartier, but I've actually bought my lady, well, you know, the lady friend, I've got it's mine, I own it. I mean, hey, if she leaves, I keep it, but I've got a gold Cartier Banois, Cartier 18-karat Banois for her. I quite like that watch. For a smaller gent, that is a great choice there. You got the Explorer 1. Look, if you've got smaller wrists, the Explorer 1, the proportions on the smaller, people think get the bigger, but the proportion, when it's smaller, it actually looks cuter and nicer. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The 38mm Zenith El Primero, one of the greatest chronographs of all time, possibly the first. Well, it was a column wheel chronograph. It was a very, very cool watch. The Tudor Black Bay, it's beautiful. I don't blame you for getting the blue. It just pops. It just pops. And then your wife's watch. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful indeed there. When you take the photo next time, turn the flash off, because that doesn't make it look as beautiful as it normally would there. It's the only... but it's a nice photo. The photo didn't turn out too badly. Look, what would I do for a next watch there? Look, I would tend to say, my own opinion is, I think I would probably go for that Rolex, the GMT, the 16710 Pepsi. Get it whilst you can. They're never going to go down. They're going up and up and up. I would get one. The Patek. Now, the Patek's actually a different story. See, I think the Patek, a smaller Calatrava, maybe a 3919, they're a bargain. They're a bargain. The 3796, they're all bargains. They're bargains. I would say the Patek, they'll go up, but I reckon I would get the Pepsi first, because the Patek, it'll kind of be a little bit soft. I think it'll be a little bit soft. I think the Pepsi, you're asking me my opinion. I'm saying I'd get the Pepsi and then I'd get the Patek. Don't ever rush. I mean, look, if you've got to pay more, you've got to pay more. That's just how it goes. You know, that's how these things go. I think the horse has already bolted, to be completely honest with you. A Patek would be beautiful. A Pepsi and a Patek would be absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. What a lovely collection. You've got all your bases covered. Diver, chronograph, a GMT. If you got the Pepsi, it'd be beautiful. You've already got, you know, you've got the beautiful the Datejust, which I think is just a wonderful work watch. It's a fantastic. Your wife has got a superb Rolex. That's beautiful. I'm glad you got on the Oyster bracelet. You know, they're a little bit more durable. If she's not as careful as you, that's a good choice. What a wonderful collection. All I can say is, man, I don't think you need to add anything to this collection. It's beautiful. You've got some beautiful pieces. Don't ever think you'll miss out. That's not a good way to go there. I would just be steady there. Buy it when you feel comfortable. But I think a Pepsi would go well, and I think a Patek down. It's always good to have a vision. What is the now? Whether you actually buy that when you get there or not, that's your own choice. But I've got to say, you've got some very nice foundation pieces. You could add to that however you see fit, and that's what I would do. I would add to that as you see fit, and that's what I would do. I would add slowly. So yes, that's my opinion. Tell me what you think, guys. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? That's my opinion there. It's not bad at all. I quite like it. I quite like it. I quite like it indeed. I like it. I like it. So yes, I do like the collection. I think you don't have to race out the Pepsi. If you can get a Pepsi, get the Pepsi. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. And add a Patek down the. Look, you got. It's always. Don't forget. There's always beautiful things to get. Beautiful collection. I love it. I love the passion. I love the way you've been in it. It's the long hobby. So these watches have encapsulated memories. That's the beautiful part about them. So very, very well done. I love it. Don't be pressured into you must have this or that. You don't have to add anything. Honestly, you don't have to add anything. If you don't want to add anything, you want to take a break, hey, I think your collection could be, that's it. I think you've got, this is the whole thing. You've got more than enough there to say that's it. No more. What else would I add there? Maybe a classic reverso, a reverso classic. That's the original size. Okay. They're kind of a mid-size. They're actually quite good value for money. The good thing is, because you've got smaller wrists, I think they look cuter. That's why ladies' watches look cuter, because they're a smaller size. I think a ArchieLuxury Reverso Classique could be a good bargain. I would say the other option is, if you don't want to go Rolex, maybe a Seamaster GMT. Seamaster GMT could be another way to do it. The other thing you could do, instead of getting a Rolex GMT, you could get a ArchieLuxury Reverso Duo. It's a 2 time zones. Now the duos, they were traditionally a little bit smaller than the big, they were sort of a little bit smaller. So the price has been kept artificially down. Maybe that is a better GMT solution for you. So don't be pushed just because you want to get a Pepsi. There's many good alternatives. And as for the Patek is an absolute bargain. If you want 33mm Pateks, they are an absolute bargain, bargain, bargain. Yes, Pateks are rising. Yes, they are. They are. Same as Rolexes are rising. But 33mm, a lot of choices. Take your time. Okay, guys, that's my paid review to Dan. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Don't be afraid to put some negative comments. And guys, remember, I can't survive on Google Ads alone. I really need these paid reviews to keep me on YouTube. Without these paid reviews, it's very hard for me to survive. So I really do need paid reviews. Okay, guys, we'll see you in the next one. The Rolex Submariner date. Probably the most versatile, the most famous, the most wanted watch of 2020. The Rolex Submariner. Absolutely stunning. I've gone for the steel model. I wanted something that could be worn every day. The businessman's delight. Look at the side profile. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I've got to tell you, I am in love with this Submariner. Black on black. Does it get any better? Black on black. The Rolex Submariner. This is what this is just such a beautiful look at the, I got to tell you, the maxi, that just the whole thing, this whole thing is everything the ceramic sub should have been from day one. Absolutely winner chicken dinner. Absolutely. And it's got the new clasp with the glide lock for easy adjustments. Absolutely winner chicken dinner. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.